What's up guys, welcome to a Minecraft mod showcase. In this video, I'm going to show you all creatures up to date, a prehistoric nature mod. This mod adds the whole prehistoric natural history to Minecraft. Hundreds of accurate prehistoric creatures and plants are included, as well as dimensions representing different periods of Earth's prehistory. But to keep in mind, in order to have these dimensions to work, you'll have to download additional contents, which is also free. It includes files from each period or dimensions. Also note that this mod can currently be played under 1.12.2, so later versions might not work in your favor. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. So, to give you guys a better understanding of how Geological Timeline went, here's a table that I have built indicating safe timeline, which includes what came first, the progress, and the present we are to this very day. This is dedicated to someone who wants to learn more about the paleontologic field. First, there are some terms and abbreviations that you guys need to understand. GA means billion years and MA means million years. Also, there are four terms which are eon, era, period, and super eon. So an eon lasts for around 1 billion years, era for several hundreds million, and period for tens several hundreds. A super eon is a Pre-Cambrian eon. It's called a Pre-Cambrian, which is what happened before the Cambrian explosion. Okay, to start off with, we have the Hadean. The Hadean lasts from 4.5 to 4 GA. There are some characteristics to this eon, which are no life, hostile, no continents, ubiquitous active volcanoes, frequent asteroids impacts. It was considered the most mysterious timeline of the Earth. Next we have the Archean. It lasts from 4 to 2.5 GA. It had oceans, large continents with rivers and lakes. It was 100k times less oxygen than today. It had abundance of CO2 and methane. Life was exclusively unicellular for at least a billion years. Next, we have the Proterozoic, 1.5 GA to 541 MA. It had more oxygen, which are generated by cyan bacteria with photosynthesis capability. Sky shifted from orange and green tinted to blue, and first multicellular and animals evolved at the end of the eon, specifically at the end of the Ediacaran period, which also began the age of invertebrates and the age of algae. The Ediacaran period started from 8500 to 541 MA. Okay, next we have the Cambrian, the famous Cambrian period, which was in which the event called the Cambrian explosion occurred. The Cambrian lasts from 541 to 488 MA. This is also the start of the new eon as well as the new era, in which the Phanerozoic lasts from 541 to this present days. The Paleozoic from 541 to 252, which is the start of the Triassic. I mean the end of the Permian. Next we have the Ordovician period. That's from 488 to 444 MA. This was also the start of the Age of Fish. Next we have the Silurians. That's from 488 to 416 MA. The Devonian 416 to 3600 MA. This is the start of the Age of Amphibians and the Age of Food. Next, the Carboniferous period, 3600 to 300 MA. The Permian, 300 to 252 MA, and the Triassic. This is the start of the new era called the Mesozoic. The Triassic started from 252 to 200 MA, and the Mesozoic started from the Triassic to the end of the Cretaceous period. This is also the start of the age of reptiles and the age of gymnosperms. So what exactly are gymnosperms? So gymnosperms, you can understand them as trees with no flowers. And next we have the famous Jurassic 200 to 145 MA to Cretaceous 145 to 66 MA. This is the end of the Cretaceous, is the extinction of almost all of the dinosaurs as well. This was also the start of the Paleogene, which lasts from 66 to 23 MA. This is also the start of the new era, which is Cenozoic. That's from 66 MA to today, and the age of mammals as well as the age of angiosperm. So angiosperms are plants with flowers, totally different from totally the opposite of the gymnosperms. Next, the Neogene 23 to 2.5 MA, and the Quaternary 2.5 to the present days. So there you have it. Okay, so they are still working on this mod, so they're still missing some popular animals like T-Rex or Spinosaurus in the Jurassic. Plus, there are just a few animals that appear in the Cretaceous period, so any later periods are currently under development, meaning animals from the Paleogene forward are not here yet. Now, let's move on to the fun part. Since there are just too many animals to showcase, I'll separate them into different videos, and different videos will represent each timescale, aka period. The mod provides you with this item called Paleopedia, which is basically an animal wiki. So you can open it by holding shift and then right click. There are tons of animals which are categorized by each period. There's Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, blah blah blah, and they also classify them as static and normal animals stuff. And if you click on the animals, they will show further information. But it said that it is some of them are incomplete. So what does this mean? So incomplete means that in order to have these wiki to complete, you have to right click on animals to reveal more information about them. So for example, Kimberella, I'll just right click. Oh wait, you can right click, and yeah, advancement made. Does that mean now you can all the revealed animals are shown at the bottom of the wiki? So we have Kimberella. It is now complete, and you can see more information about this creature or animal. Okay, first off, let's move on to the Kimberella. I will explain more in the Paleopedia about this Kimberella. Okay, Kimberella is its temporal range is from the Neoproterozoic, aka the Acheron. It is belong to Bilateria group. Bilateria is a taxonomic rank, So they are there are 7 taxonomic ranks at the moment, with highest being domain and the lowest being species. So Bilateria is uh, is ranked as class. Class is between phylum and order. Phylum is lower than kingdom, and kingdom is lower than domain. And order is higher than family. Family is higher than genus, and genus is higher than species. So these guys uh, are ranked as class, and this is their species. The quadrata, Kimbrella quadrata is their full name. Kimbrella was a slug-like ediacaran organism that lived in the shallow waters, which were more well oxygenated. It probably grazed on microbial bats as its main source of food. And this section shows their diet and breeding. This is what they eat, microbial matter, and this is the breeding notes, which they drop egg items. And the last page is their biomes. They lived in the ediacaran, shallow sea, stream sea, hills, frondose forests, and deep trench. And this is how they would look like from underneath. Wait, there are 2 of them. Let me remove one of them out first. Okay, this is how they would look like from the underneath. There is a mouth. They did a good job on small details. The developers, they did a good job on small details as well. So yeah, I present to you Kimbrella. And also I will show the picture images of their fossils and life restoration as I am inspecting the animal. Alright, next we have the Eulingia. These guys look like ordinary kind of worm, modern worm. Okay, Wikipedia will provide more information about this guy as long as you right click on the animal. Okay, their temporal range is Neoproterozoic. Animalia is actually ranked as kingdom, so they don't have much information about this guy, so they just rank them as one of the second highest rank in taxonomic rank tree. About the taxonomic rank, you can look it up on the internet for further more information. Eulingia was a worm-like animal from the ediacaran period. It was segmented, similar to many arthropods. Eulingia seems to be the oldest known animal capable of moving on its own. So yeah, this is a very big achievement by Eulingia. Very cool. And very simple design. Alright, next we have the Eoandromeda. Eoandromeda, they look just like some kind of unicellular animal. There's also a very simple design. Let's find these guys. Yeah, Eoandromeda. Their full name is Eoandromeda octobranchiata. And Eulingia full name is Eulingia speciformis. Eoandromeda, they are classified as Incertae sedis. So in case you guys don't know about Incertae sedis means that broader relationships related to this species are unknown or undefined, and they are written, they are typed or written in italic as well. Andromeda is a diacrine organism consisting of 8 radical spiral arms curved in a circular shape. It bears a resemblance to Ctenophorus and echinoderms, but there is insufficient evidence to classify the animal. Diet is fish food, and breeding notes, they drop eggs either. Oh, about the Paleopedia, you can also search them. You can type in anything to search the animal in certain period. For example, I want to search Andromeda. You have it, and there's another feature to this Paleopedia as well. When you shift and right click, left click, yeah. When you shift and left click, you can add them, you can bookmark them, and after that you can do whatever. You don't have to go all the way to find the animal. You can just bookmark them and read the information about these guys on the bookmark section. And also you can shift click to remove as well. Okay, Andromeda. Next animal, we have the Yorgia. Looks like these guys look like some kind of living fossil, or more like a fossil that is moving around on its own, barely an animal. Yorgia, yeah, very detailed on the taxonomic rank in this guy. Yorgia Wagoneri, or whatever. Yorgia is just like a diacrine organism with no appendages and several segments to its body. It moved along the seafloor as evidenced by trace fossil associated with Yorgia. Alright, next we have the Sprigina. This has to be the ancestor of the trilobites. Sprigina. Sprigina is a bilaterian animal from the late Ediacaran period, which is the same group as the Camarilla. It is made up of several interlocking plates and many fused segments. It was probably predatory. Alright, next, Parvancorina. These guys look exactly like my pickaxe. Wait, where's my pickaxe? Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, they look exactly the same. Even though in the description they said that these guys look like more like an arrow, but it looked more like a Minecraft pickaxe to me. Parvancorina. Parvancorina is also undefined relationships. It's a bilaterally symmetrical animal that lived on the Ediacaran seafloor. It has superficial similarities to trilobites. Its name comes from the Latin parva caruna, which means small anchor. They likely lived by slowly moving about the seafloor and were not attached to the seafloor. Next, we have the Dickinsonia, arguably the biggest biggest organism or the biggest animal in the Ediacaran period. So these guys, let's see, Dickinsonia is a basal animal of the Ediacaran period. It resembles a bilaterally symmetric ribbed oval. It is known only from imprint fossils and perhaps some trace fossils. So there are more information about these guys, extra information. The discovery of cholesterol molecules in fossils of Dickinsonia supports the idea that this was an animal. Though these results might have been questioned, so it means that these guys are barely an animal. The only thing that defines them as animal is a little bit of cholesterol that reside in these guys. So cholesterol only the only thing that exists in animals. So yeah. It's not the only thing. It's a characteristic of animal. They have cholesterol. Alright, next we have the last animal, or more like the moving animal. We have the Pre-Cambrian jellyfish. Yeah, you see these guys all the time, I guess. They're still living with us. They appear from the Ediacaran from million years ago, around 5 million years. Okay. Pre-Cambrian jellyfish. Jellyfish are one of the oldest animals on the earth next to sponges, and evidence has shown that some types of jellyfish existed in the Ediacaran period. They likely looked similar to modern day jellyfish. So I don't need to bring up the fossil and the restoration of these guys because they are very well known for their existence. Alright, let's move on to the static animals. So the difference between the static animals and normal animals that they don't have sponics like normal animals. They are defined as blocks, so you can just place them as blocks. And for static animals, I'll place them one by one in this aquarium. Because they are blocks, so yeah. Even though in terms of definition they are actually animals. Okay, the first one we have the Arborea. Looks very typical in the Cambrian, to be honest, or the Ediacaran. And there are some still texture bugs. This black thingy, and if you view them sideways or laterally, you can see it disappear. So Arborea. Arborea is a frondose animal from the Ediacaran that resembles a leaf. However, it was actually fleshy and was not a plant, and it is one of the earliest animals living in a stationary life. Okay, these guys are fleshy, and I don't buy it, to be honest. Okay, so if you guys are wondering what frondose animal means, frondose animals are organisms flourish with fronds or leaf-like structures. So frondose animals are animals that look like leaves. Next one, we have the Arkarua. Arkarua. You can also place these guys on the wall as well, and they look exactly like some kind of dead ammonite shell, sticky dead ammonite shell. Okay, Arkarua. It is a small Pre-Cambrian disc-like animal with a number of radical ridges on the rim and a star-like impression. It is unknown what kind of animal Arkarua was, and classification is problematic. See, that is why they are classified as in the kingdom of Animalia. So the Animalia is a taxonomic rank, almost the highest, just below what was it, kingdom, I forgot. Okay, next one. Whoops. Ossia, placeable on the wall as well. Looks like some kind of cactus. Well, not some kind of cactus, they look like cactus. Ossia was a pinhead-shaped animal with many little oval-shaped depressions spaced in parallel rows. Ossia is commonly reconstructed as a tunicate, though the exact classification is disputed. Oh, and they also have a method of obtaining by using shear. So I'll just demonstrate them right here. Shear. Okay, for some reason they doesn't work. Shear. Maybe I'll try them in survival mode. It doesn't work. What a scam. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Again. Next one is Bommacalia. Very nice animation. They also have this kind of bug the texture bug as well. Can't find the right angle in order to these textures to disappear. But, oh well. Okay, what do you say about this? Bommacalia is a stationary organism. It was most likely a frondose organism belonging to the family Carnidae. So Carnidae. Carnidae, I believe, is a family of rangeomorphs. So what rangeomorphs is, what rangeomorphs animals are, you can understand them as a taxonomic rank. As class, they are organism like with leaf-like structure as well, just kind of like frondose animals. Okay, next one. We had the Broadgottia, placeable on the wall as well. some looks they look like some kind of eggs. Okay, gotcha or whatever. It's a garbage-looking ediacaran organism. It grew from about 8 to 22 centimeters, but was towered over by the Carnia and Carniodiscus, which lived in the same areas. Alright, next one. We have the Burikia. Placeable on the wall as well. Looks like ordinary coral. Burikia is an animal of uncertain affinity. It is likely to be related to Ossia. It bears many similar features. Its exact classification is disputed, like Ossia. So don't have much information about this guy. Alright, next one. We have the Carnia. Very famous Carnia. They are very tall as well, just as tall as a Minecraft model, or even taller actually. And I believe all of these frondose animals or rangiomorphous animals all have these texture bugs. It's kind of annoying, and developers need to consider this consider fixing this. Okay, Carnia. Perhaps the animal most often associated with ediacaran life. Carnia is a large frond-like organism with segmented leaf-like ridges branching alternatively from the stem. The stem means so the stem here. This is the stem, like the middle, or this one is the stem. So it's like some kind of stem. What exactly? It's the main body or stalk of a plant or scrub or something like that. So yeah, that is a stem. It is believed to have grown on the seafloor and fed on nutrients in the water. Carnia. Alright, next one. Carniodiscus. It was mentioned before. They also have texture arrows as well, and very cool animation. It was probably a filter feeder anchored to the seafloor and catching nutrients from the water around it. Okay, on to the next animals. We have the Claudina. They don't look like much, don't they? Do they? They look like some kind of fell off appendages from some kind of animals. They don't look like animals at all. And the structure is too simple. Claudina is an animal of uncertain placement. They consist of many cones nested within each other. Their mode of life is currently still in debate and unresolved. Yeah, no wonder. Alright, next one. we have the conomedusites. They're basically grass. Incertacetus. It was an ediacaran organism with full lateral symmetry, thought to be a stem. See Cnidarian. Cnidarian means there are some example to Cnidarian, which are jellyfish, right? Sea anemones and coral. So Cnidarians are those types of species. The group which now contains jellyfish. Its main body took a somewhat squat cone-shaped. Its fossils are found in colonies and was thought to be attached to surfaces, with the main body possessing some buoyancy to keep it upright. It was likely a filter feeder. Okay, so squat cone shaped. Doesn't look coney to me at all, but still, that's their depiction. Next, we have the Corona colina. Looks some kind of weapon. It looks like some kind of weapon, like a mortal or something like that, or some kind of virus. Okay, also undefined relationship. It's a multicellular organism from the Ediacaran period. It looks like a mound raised with up to 4 sticks holding it up. It is unknown where in this classification tree this animal belonged, which is why they are placed in Incertacetus. Okay. Next, we have the Corumbella. A Cnidaria, some type of anemone, I guess. Is a Cnidarian that looked like a long tube with carapace made of polygonal rings. It was probably a sessile predator. So sessile predator means sessile predator organism. It just means that organism that doesn't generally move. Instead, it stays in a place and feeds on resources available in that place. So sessile predator. Next we have a terrestrial organism. They look exactly like grass, and they don't look like animals at all, but still they are still considered as animals for some reason. Where is it? This Discagma. It is some kind of fungi. Discagma is a poorly understood multicellular organism found in terrestrial soils from the Riachian, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Riachian period in what is now South Africa. While it's been tentatively classified as a fungus in the division Glomeromycota, the extreme age of fossil casts doubt on this, as they predate the commonly accepted origin of euca eukaryotic life by at least 400 million years, as well as the possibly eukaryotic Franzvillian biota by 100 million years. So it means that they are super old organism. Next one, Funisia. Okay, they look like end rod. Difference that they don't glow. Classify as incertae status again. Uncertain affinity that resemble many little stalks grouped together, and is one of the earliest animals which sexual reproduction is believed to be evident in. Its name comes from the Latin word rope. Next one. Whoops. Next we have the Gripania. Okay, spiral-like plants or something like that. Gripania. Okay, another Incertae status again. Their temporal range is from the Reaction to the Edacran, which means they are very old. Is an extremely early tube-shaped fossil from the Proterozoic eon. It could have been a bacterial colony or a eukaryotic algae. The time range for this taxon extended for around 1200 million years, due to the oldest probable Gripania being dated to 2100 million years. Super old, as I said. Alright, next one. Oops. Next one we have the Hautia, whatever. Hautia. Okay, is Nidaria again. So there's some kind of anemone. It is a cocktail-looking animal which have been determined to be a Nidarian. It was probably stationary, feeding while being anchored to the ocean floor. Okay, next group. Horodischia. These guys are extremely small. You can even barely see it. When I'm standing this far, I can't even see it unless I zoom in. They don't look like animals at all, really. They look like some kind of unicellular organism. Horodischia, very old as well. They are from the Calamian to Etonian. It is an enigmatic fossil from the Mesoproterozoic era that resembles a string of pearls They have been interpreted as a fungus or possibly a very early animal. Horridiscia fossils have been found in Australia, China, and North America. Right, next one. Inaria. They look exactly like rocks or some kind of geysers. Inaria. Okay. The taxonomic rank of these creatures are still under debatement, still in debate. It is a garlic-shaped animal that lived embedded to the ocean floor. It had a bulbous base with a tube extending out of it. It is likely lived in the deep sea environment. There's a little bit typo here, missing an L. Next one, we have the Namacalathus. No different than fungus, to be honest. It's a problematic metazoan animal. So what exactly are metazoan? Metazoan. I don't know. They have metazoan is very large. It's a very large group that comprises all the animals having the body composed of cells differentiated into tissues and organs and usually a digestive cavity lined with specialized cells. Sounds very complicated. It may have been an ancestor to brachiopods and worms, and it may have also lived alongside Claudina. Yeah, Claudina, which we just reviewed earlier, a stick thing that is barely an animal. It's like full of bandages. Next one, we have Namapoikia. Okay, these guys are just coral blocks. Is an animal which had a calcareous skeleton. It looked like a sponge and grew among reefs. It grew in spurts up to a meter in diameter. Okay. Next, Pambika Bay. Very intricate design. Keep it. Is an Ediacaran radiomorph. It had a frontal-like body composed of many veins extending from the stem, which feature many series of chambers. It was likely a benthic, sessile marine suspension feeder. So these guys feeds on whatever around them. Parviscopa. Parviscopa, Eastertacetus again. It is a frondose-like animal from the Ediacaran period. Like many other Ediacaran biota, it probably lived in a deep sea environments as sessile suspension feeders. Alright, next one we have the yellow Primo candelabrum and the blue one. Is a rangeomorph from the Ediacaran. It had a frondose-like body with many branching stems. It was named because it resembles a candelabra. So they are called Primo candelabrum because they look exactly like candelabra. So if you're wondering what a candelabra is, it is a form of candlestick. Okay, next one. We have the pteridinium. Okay. Texture book again. It had three lobed body. The animal likely rested on the sediment in the shallow seas, and it likely did not actually move. It probably extracted nutrients from the surrounding waters, just like sensor feeders. Alright, next one, Swordpuntia, whatever. They look like saplings. Is a leaf-like organism that consists of a stem and several leaf-shaped petaloid extensions. It is quite small and it likely lived in shallow water habitats. Okay, on to the next group. We have Towia. They look like some kind of yellow moss, something like that. Okay, very old as well. It is a disc-shaped compression fossil found the late Paleoproterozoic or early Neoproterozoic until the end of the Ediacaran period. The organisms were multicellular and consisted of vaguely oval-shaped body. They may perhaps be something like slime moods, or be microbial colonies or trace fossils of some other kind. The model in this moth is hugely oversized, whereas the fossils are only around 1 millimeter diameter in diameter. So in real life they are actually much smaller than this. Next one, um, Thectardis. Thectardis. Okay, this one has like four of them in the corners. In four corners. This one doesn't. Insert the status. It is a cone-shaped ediacaran organism. When alive, it probably stuck to microbial mats, standing on the tips like a pin. Next, we have the Tribranchidium. Okay. They look like algae, or they are basically algae, to be honest. It is an ediacaran organism that is reminiscent of a sand dollar. It has radical symmetry, and it was hemispherical in form. Its name comes from the ancient Greek. Tria means three, and branchium means arm, with suffix idiom. Suffix idiom. What does that mean? Not sure what. I'm not sure I understand what it means. Alright, next one. We have the Phentogreerus. They look somewhat like some kind of water mine. What do you call it? Some kind of stationary torpedo, I guess. It is an animal that lived in a stationary life on the seafloor, on the tops of these stalks with a bulb, and it is thought that the internal chambers of Phentogreerus were filled with gas or other bodily fluids to help with buoyancy. So that thingy, that balloon-like thingy, help them to stay floating. Alright, next to the last organism, we have the sponge. All types of sponges. We have blue sponge, dark pink sponge, brown sponge, glass sponge, farm sponge, blah blah blah. Let's take all of them. Pink sponge, branch sponge, glass sponge, brown sponge, fire sponge, orange sponge, white sponge, red sponge. Blue sponge. Blue sponge is probably the biggest type of sponge. Pink sponge, perennial sponge, and the last one is the yellow sponge. There you have it. So the sponge. Sponges are basal animals that are multicellular organisms with bodies full of pores which allows water to circulate through it. They typically grow on the ocean floor and are generally filter feeders, feeding by filtering out food particles from the water that flows through them. Sponges are possibly the oldest continuously existing family of macroscopic life on the planet, having more or less evolved into recognizable forms by the Ediacaran period. So there you have it. That is basically all the animals in the Pre-Cambrian eon. And maybe I should be facing this side because they are organisms that are much older than the Ediacaran period. Alright, that's the Pre-Cambrian section. I will upload the Cambrian section in the future. Be sure to give these guys some credits. I'll link that mod in the description below so you guys can check it out yourself. And be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.